All right, guys, a lot to cover here today. I just got the most recent housing data for the state of Florida. Also going to dive in to a couple of local areas that I service. Now, this is from the Florida Realtors. And obviously, guys, when I look at statewide numbers, every single area that you dive into, county, zip code is going to be super specific and super different. But this is kind of like a broad review of what we've got from the Florida Realtors. And to start off, listings are the highest they've been in 5 years in the state of Florida. 114,000 listings on the market, a 32% increase year over year. So from this March to last March, we have 32% more homes on the market across the state. That's kind of crazy. This keeps going up. This keeps going up and up, bringing us to 5.5 months of inventory, which, depending on who you ask, that's a stable market. I'd argue it's more of a buyer's market territory statewide, but 5.5 months of inventory, we haven't seen that in years either. Maybe since 2018. I don't know. I didn't look back more than 5 years. But that is putting price pressure on the single-family homes here statewide. We're seeing slight declines in the median sales price, going down 1.9% year over year. The average sales price falling 0.5% year over year. So not massive numbers, not some of the big drops you're going to see in the other areas I'm going to cover. I suspect you guys probably know where those areas are by now. But if you look on the graph going 5 years back, we're starting to get into like a pretty straight line from 22, 23 till now on a state level. So we're seeing stabilization, but with the months of inventory rising, which is basically a measure of demand, for those of you who don't know, the higher the months of inventory, the more leverage buyers have because demand is going down. So 6 months, they'd like to say, is a balanced market. This is at 5.5, and that's kind of an old metric. If 5.5 months of inventory statewide, I don't know, we could start seeing some more price slides here. This is all the stuff that started occurring around Southwest Florida. And when Southwest Florida hit 5.5 months of inventory, the state had like 2 to 3 months of inventory. Now parts of Southwest Florida are at 10 months of inventory, and the state's at 5. So you see, it's not a one-to-one reflection, but it's not a terrible analogy or terrible indication on where things are headed pretty much around the surrounding areas. So highest listings that we've seen in 5 years. Now, speaking of Southwest Florida, obviously we're going to dive into these numbers. We're going to start with Lee County. Is that a treehouse? There's a treehouse back there. You just don't see that kind of stuff anymore, especially in the historic district of Punta Gorda, but that's kind of cool. Starting with Lee County, this is Cape Coral, Fort Myers. They have almost 10,000 homes listed, and that is a 35% increase year over year. Massive. But we see these numbers all the time. They just keep going. These big numbers are just month after month after month. Almost 10,000 homes listed in Cape Coral, and basically Fort Myers, according to the Florida Realtors March data. Whew, the prices fell on average. Actually, the prices are up 0.5% on average, and the median fell negative 5.5% for single-family homes. They have 9 months of inventory in Lee County right now. Their closed sales are also down 3.9%. Moving up to Charlotte County. Usually we start in Sarasota, then we go down. I'm going to start in Lee and go up. Charlotte County, always good for some big numbers. Year over year, the median price in Charlotte County has fallen 5.5%. The average price is down 4%. 4,116 homes listed currently, a 31% increase from last March. Putting Charlotte County at 9.7 months of inventory, just under 10 months of inventory by their metrics. Crazy. Buyers run the show. I tell people that. Some people tell me no. Buyers are running the show. There's no way around it. I'm here. Cape Coral. Okay, Ben, but what about Sarasota, you say? Sarasota County throwing some surprisingly big drops at me for the month of March. Median sales price down 8.8%. Average sales price down 8.6% as compared to March of 2024. I have not seen numbers like that in a while in Sarasota County. Again, countywide, guys. If you dive in Northport, which we will do at some point, if you dive into Venice, different areas, things change. But countywide, I have not seen numbers like that. What do we got here? We got a for sale sign. Now, you know I'm going to pull it up. What do we got? Yeah, let's check it out. All right, let's see what we got. 650 gone, pending already. Woo! Only on the market 9 days. Wow. Pretty quick. Pretty quick, guys. Just so you can see where it is. This is right across the street from Lashley Park, so you're right in front of the water. You know that because I walked by it. Wow, really fast. 650,000 and gone in 9 days. This estimate says 638. Let's take a look at what's inside. All right, so let's see what we got. We got metal roof, 2 stories. This is built up, obviously, for, the flood risk. But it looks like, I don't know, looks like you could still probably get wet on the first floor. There is Gilchrist Park across the street. We got a pool and a spa in the back. I'll have to get some more pictures of that. So you got a nice front porch. Looks like it's bright and open downstairs. They've updated some things. Kitchen's pretty decent. Old school closet doors. I like it. Bathroom could use some updating. But the kitchen looks pretty good. All right, let's head upstairs. Oh, I like the floors. Laundry upstairs. That's going to be a tight squeeze in there when you're going to the bathroom. Shower's updated. That looks a lot more roomy in this picture, actually. Got the plantation shutters. So I like the upstairs so far a lot more than the downstairs. They got a kitchen up here too. So you got an upstairs kitchen, downstairs kitchen. Very interesting. This is nicely done. Bathrooms look nicely done up here. You basically got 2 houses. You've got a whole house downstairs and a whole house upstairs. It's interesting. What do we got going on the back patio here, overlooking the pool? Is that filled in? I can't see what that is. Oh, the pool. That might be filled in. Just the way that shadow's casting. And the pool has seen better days for sure. So I think this house is pretty aggressively listed. Zillow thinks 630 is the number, and who knows with the way things are going, what they got. We'll see when it closes, I guess. But only 9 days. This thing had a lot of views, a lot of saves, went off the market very quickly. Like I said, most of the time in this area, this is the peak pricing for Zillow, saying this house was about $958, and now we are down to $650. They may get less than that. So we're not that far off from their 2020 estimates here. When was this bought? It was bought in 2019 for $545. So really only $100,000 of appreciation at this point. And I don't know what it looked like previously. I don't know what it looked like in there. That looks like it's been updated since 2019 in some areas. So, guys, when you factor in the inflation and everything, this actually might be a loss. When you consider raw purchasing power of $650 now as compared to $550 in 2019, this is kind of a hit. So that's interesting to see. To show you where it is in Greater Florida, for people who don't know, we are in the southwest region, of course, off the Charlotte Harbor, Peace River area right here, just outside of downtown Punta Gorda. Now you can walk right into downtown, do your restaurants and shops, get over to the Tiki Bar up here. So that's a great location. But usually we don't see things priced that aggressively around there. So as usual, guys, let me know what you think about that property in the comments below. We'll get back to the numbers as I walk past this pool that I creepily come by all the time because I really like it. I hope they're not out on the porch hearing me. No? Okay, nobody here. Sometimes they are. And I'm like, there's a camera. They see me. Okay, I'm weird. Oh, well. Anyway, back to the numbers. We left off in Sarasota County with the average sales price falling 8.8%, median falling 8.6%. What does that mean for listings? Their listings are up 30% year over year. You guys are seeing this 30% number continuously here this March. They've actually increased their sales. Their sales were up 13% from the previous year. So double-digit amount of closed sales for their increases. Prices still fall almost double digits. Interesting. 6.9 months of single-family home inventory. in Sarasota County. I've never seen it that high. So since I've been keeping track, I have never seen it that high. I've been watching it sneak up in the 5s sometimes, but never over 6.5 really. I don't even think I've seen 6.5. They are now at 6.9 months of inventory. Wow. And it's just like, you know, guys, that's how quickly, not even a year difference makes. A couple of months can make a huge difference in a lot of these areas. Well, it's nice to see they finally opened the playground here again. A little too hot for kids today. It's record high down here in Punta Gorda today. So my phone tells me, I don't know, I'm just used to boiling all the time. It's hard when you come out of the winter though. You come out of a cool winter and all of a sudden it's scorching and you're like, oh yeah, that's Florida. I forgot. So I don't know. It is what it is. Another thing I've been running into recently is, as I mentioned to you guys before, just people who are not keeping up with the comps fast enough because they're changing very, very quickly. Had a friend of the channel call me the other day looking at a double lot house that they thought was a pretty good deal. It just did a $40,000 price drop. But I just sold a house that was a better deal, like literally a couple days ago. So I know that that's no longer a good deal. I know that's how fast it can change. It was a 350 house built in the 80s, wasn't updated, was on a double lot. Well, okay, 350 sounds like a good price. 1,700 square feet, except I just sold a 1,700 square foot house with a double lot built in 2019, fully updated. So, and that was 325, not 350. Kind of makes that one obsolete at that point. And the person looking at it felt like, oh man, $40,000 price drop. I felt like it wasn't enough. And they were kind of surprised about it, but I was like, I don't think it's enough. And they said, really? I said, no, this is the other one I just sold. Why would that one, not updated, now be worth even 350 when we just got a 2019 model, same size, same land for 325? Doesn't make sense. So you gotta keep up on, I mean, it changes so fast every day, guys. I've been dealing with this with pool homes, double lot pool homes, triple lot pool homes. And it brings me back to that demographic area. One of these homes was in Northport and one of these homes was in Punta Gorda. Should there be a price difference? They offer different things. There's different governments. There's different amenities. Location. But people are looking in that giant of an area. So you can't just price what you have within a mile of you, within 2 miles of you, unless you've got a killer spot, because people are looking far and wide. I mean, I have people that look from Inglewood Beach into like Arcadia, and it's like 40 miles inland. So you're competing not just with neighbors now, you're competing with a vast majority of Southwest Florida when you're selling. That's the thing. If you've got water access, that's even getting pretty competitive. If you have something like this down on Gilchrist Park, okay, yeah, I can argue that that's unique at the end of the day. You can't really walk over to a park in a lot of areas down here. Though I'd argue, in my opinion, it's all the risk of living by the water with none of the benefit. You can see the water, but you can't use the water. You don't have access to the canal system. You may be able to go to a boat launch, but that's about it. So your insurance is going to be through the roof for your view ostensibly. Well, that was supposed to be a short one, guys. Don't know if it turned out that way or not. But if you like this video, please give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.